Hi guys, today we're going to be doing more viral TikTok nail designs. There are quite a few lately that I've been tagged in a ton that you guys want to see me try, as well as a few that I came across myself that I wanted to give a go. I would classify the designs that I'm going to be doing today as going into extra hard mode because we have one where we're sculpting itty bitty teeny tiny things, two aquarium nails, and then a bigger sculpting project. So there's going to be a lot to get into. Before we get into the first design, I want to thank Temu for sponsoring this video. Temu is an online marketplace that offers very affordable prices in a large array of different categories. Since Temu is a marketplace, it basically brings a bunch of different sellers and manufacturers together to bring you really good quality products at a really affordable price. And with that, one of my favorite things about Temu is that it has free shipping. So you're able to get a huge variety of products, all kind of like in one box, maybe two if you have a big order, but it all comes together, which I absolutely love. On top of the already great prices, they often do sales up to 90% off, and you can slap a coupon on top of all of that. Like mine, you can save an extra 30% off using my code SALE7424. I'll have that on the screen as well as down in the description below. To recreate all these crazy designs today, I'm going to be using Temu products, and everything will be linked down below. You of course can shop on the Temu website, but you can also download their app on iOS or Android. Even though today I'm mainly going to be showing you nail products, they have so many different categories. In terms of beauty, the eyelashes I'm wearing today are from Temu. The home decor and supplies on there is amazing. One of my favorite household items that I got is this really skinny rolling shelving unit. I have this weird little crevice in between my fridge and some cabinets that I needed to do something with, and I found this and it is absolutely perfect. I got a bunch of different stuff for my plants that I'm really trying to grow this year, like this grow light, some plant supports, this really cute disco ball planter. In my first Temu video, you guys saw me get a bunch of rings, and this time I also got a organizer for them, which is super sturdy and really well made. And this officially licensed Cinnamoroll light, I absolutely love it. It's so adorable. And there is so much more, but you're just gonna have to check that out for yourself. Of course, nothing is ever perfect, so if you are unsatisfied with your purchase in any way, they offer free returns for up to 90 days. Also, if your order is later than they say it will be, you get a credit, which is really cool. My orders that I have like personally placed, as well as orders they have sent me for this video, usually take about 2 to 3 weeks. Once again, thank you Temu for sponsoring this video. I'm going to be showing you guys a little haul of what I'm going to be using from Temu in the beginning of each design. That way it's a lot easier that way. This first design that I'm going to be doing is one that I got tagged in so many times, and can you imagine my horror when I clicked on it and this is the first thing that I hear?
These nails took me 3 days to complete.
These nails took her 3 days. I'm going to try my best to pronounce this, but these Bouquet nails are by Anushka Anastasia, and they are amazing. They are literal mini sculptures, and that is such a challenge. I don't know the last time I've sculpted anything like that in such detail. I'm sure you guys have seen these by now, so let's just get right into it. And of course, first the haul. So for this design, I of course had to get a bunch of different little sculpting gels. I got a few different brands just in case I like one more than the other. And I just also got a variety of different shades. That way we can add some dimension into the petals. Also, I do want to mention that I did take all of the seals off of all of this already because I'm not going to make you sit here and watch that. I'm not sure if I'll use this orange, but you know, I wanted to have options. And then for tips, I got these really cute cutout heart ones. I'm not sure if this will work with this design. The flowers might cover up the heart, but if I can make it work, I'm going to because they are so cute. But if those don't work out, I did get some just square full cover tips as a backup. I got some of these last time, but I wanted to get even more because I used them in other projects, not just like nail stuff. I use them in my like crafts and stuff that I do. But these are like silicone tools, and I feel like these could come in really handy with this sculpting gel. I'm gonna try brush and these, but I love these, and so I wanted to get some more. And then also this brush set. This is exactly what I've been needing. This brush is for ombreing, and you guys know I've been needing one of those. Also a small fan brush, and then a bunch of really thin, different little tiny detail brushes. Again, I've been needing just some staples like this because despite all the stuff that I have, I didn't have an ombre brush. I didn't have a mini fan brush. And I can always, always, always use these little mini detail brushes. Some adhesive gel. I really like this brand on Temu. I feel like it's a really good quality brand on there. Like even the bottle, nice. I don't know exactly. It's not glass, is it? Ceramic? Glass, probably. Yeah, they're really nice. So I got some adhesive gel from them. I also got a milky white. I'll end up using this again later on, but we'll see. I might not end up doing a French tip on the base of this nail. I might just want to do like a nice little milky white. We'll see how my roses turn out, all right? If I do end up doing a French tip, I also got a nude for it. And this one is like a syrupy type one, so it's a little bit transparent to give it that like nice fleshy look, I suppose. Then I also just got a whole gel polish set because I noticed that for like the center on this design, you like dip it in gel polish. And of course today I'll end up using a black, white, but then we have like this pink, and these bottles again are nice. They're glass, not plastic. And of course there are gonna be some that don't, but from my experience, a lot of them do have the ingredients and everything like that on them, which I do really appreciate. This particular set came with that pink, this like pinky coral orange, a more like mauve-y, darker pink. I almost want to say this is like a brick burgundy type one. I don't know how to describe that color. A white and black. A base coat, matte top coat, and glossy top coat. I also have my little flash cure lamp over here. Perfect for just like, you know, really quick to set it down in between full cures. If I forget to mention anything that I'm also using, because I got it in my last Temu haul and I have it like integrated with all of my regular nail supplies now, we'll have like a little listing pop up here or something like that when I grab it and I see it in editing. Like the wipes, my little precision tweezers that I use for everything. So let's get started. I'm a bit nervous. Will this take me 3 days? I don't know. I did already just go ahead and prepare the bases really quick because that's the simple part, and I just want to dive right into the roses. So I put a glove on so I can use like just my hand as the palette, essentially, like she did. And I'm gonna start with these gels because they are the brightest ones that I got. This one is a little lighter, so I think I'm gonna start with this one. But I just rewatched the video and it looks like the first step is to actually get a little bit of gel and put a little blob on it to start and have a place for the petals to hang on to. Okay, let's begin. I think I just need probably like a tiny amount for this first petal. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, put some alcohol just on there so it doesn't stick, I think. She got them so thin. I know I'm going to really struggle with that. I may be using too much alcohol. This particular gel is a bit on the like more firm side, so it might not be the best one for it, which is why, again, I got a couple different kinds so we can really make sure we use the best. I probably can just use that one, but let's just try some of the others. Let's try this one. Okay, perfect. This one is much softer. Oh yeah, for sure. Much easier. Okay, perfect. We will use this one, but this color is a little bit light. So maybe let's go with this like more purpley one. Okay, that looks like a petal to me. Okay, good, coming off. Okay, nice. Okay, I know that these are lash tweezers, but I swear I love all different types of specialty tweezers. They're so useful for things that they're not even made for. Ooh, look at that. Do you guys see that? Well, you know what? You probably can't see that. One moment. I'm gonna switch lenses. Okay, is that better? Can you see it now? Okay, I'm excited at the start. I feel like I'm doing this the hard way by holding this like tiny little thing. There we go. Much easier. All right, y'all, let's do it. I'm just gonna grab again another little piece. You know, unless you're super skilled in acrylic, I feel like doing flowers like this might be easier. Of course, acrylic flowers look amazing, but I feel like if I was using acrylic right now, it would be an absolute mess. I'm having a bit of trouble getting the gel to stick easily just onto these other parts. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of gel polish where I want it to go and see if that helps at all. Update, I think it does help. So I feel like I'm getting the hang of doing the petals, but it's not necessarily looking like a rose. I think my placement needs to be a little bit different on this. I was kind of just thinking I could just kind of like, you know, like swoop and layer it all in, but on hers it really does look like she goes in after she puts it on kind of, and almost like waves the top, which I need to be doing. But I am just going to finish this one, and then hopefully the next one I do will be better. I was trying to figure out what color to use, and I looked through all of the stuff that I got, and I saw that I actually did get another color, and it's a darker purple, which I think will work perfect for this, since this is kind of like a dusty purple. I feel like it's not necessarily looking like a rose, but more like a peony.
Peony.
Yeah, peony. Which I feel like, at least it looks like a flower. Am I right? I feel like that's a win. So I'll go in with those darker ones. Ooh, this might be hard to see for you guys, because this is even hard to see for me with this dark color. I'm not sure if I have any other color gloves. I might have to like mix the two colors, I think. Because that just is such a stark difference right there. Uh-oh. Okay, it's not wanting to come off now though, so we're committed. Okay, so here was attempt number one. Pretty rough. It does not look like any certain flower. It does kind of look like a flower, but obviously there's a lot that I need to change, so it actually looks like a rose. But I felt like through doing this one, I learned a lot. So let's start another one, and I think this next one will be better. Okay, this is super pixelated, but I think partially what was making it not look right is the coloring of the rose. So I think I'm gonna try to model mine after these ones. So a like lighter center and then like purple pinkish on the outside. I did also, I don't know where I put it, find another one of the colors, another one of these same brand gels when I was trying to find the purple, and this one's definitely a bit more of a yellow, so I think that this will work for that very center inside. So I'm just going to grab that white gel and put a small dot on the top just so that green isn't like sticking out. So what I've noticed with these is it's better to be a lot quicker, so I'm gonna grab this much, set it here for a sec while I grab my brush. And then when you're flattening it, you want to get that, put that there, smush it down, like, you know, pretty good. I'm trying to make these a little bit thinner and get it up like right away. Otherwise it will kind of like melt down. And then the quicker you get it onto here, the better. Because like I said, it's almost like a melty type consistency. It gets a little bit stickier when it has the alcohol on it. So you want to work quick. And roses have that like little inside layer like this. I feel like that's a much better start. You only need to be quick once you start like putting alcohol and smushing it down. And we're gonna do quick. Make sure it's thin. Once that alcohol dissipates and it's pretty much like pretty stuck on there, you can start messing with the petals a little bit, because I want to add a little bit of like waviness to it and pull them out a little bit. Now I think I'm going to start mixing colors a little bit to get a bit of a gradient going on. And I guess I'm not fully mixing it. I'm leaving it a little bit of a like marble. So now I'm going to mix this color with my darker color. That way the difference isn't so crazy like the last one. Alright, so this one isn't bad. It's definitely better. Still not quite what I want. It looks, again, not like a rose. I think I'm just having a trouble with like the layering on the outside and like how tight the petals need to be. But it's definitely better than this one. So we're making some progress. Maybe like in a little bouquet though, it looks alright. Like it looks okay, it looks like flowers. But let's make some more. Okay, so I kind of got the hang of the roses, and instead of doing one color at a time or just like marbling two, I just decided to just marble all three colors that I was using, and I feel like that made the best result. And then I started doing some thinner, longer petals, which I feel like also really helped. And I made them like tighter together. So pretty much the next thing that we have to do is just make a couple leaves. This was pretty easy for the most part. And I'm shaping the leaves using like a wooden stick, which I feel like has the best little itty bitty point for this. And then I'm just curing the leaves right on top of the glove. That way I don't distort them when I cure it, and then they just like peel off after. So here are my roses. I decided to go with like 4 because I feel like that will be plenty since we have to add the little leaves and stuff in there too. And then these were my, I would say like 2 failed ones. And then these are the ones I'm gonna go with. I don't think this one's bad, it just definitely has like the wrong angle since it's so low and then it goes up. I like these ones a lot more. You can definitely see why doing all of those took her multiple days. Hers are much better and more detailed, and this took me so far about 3.5 hours. And watch it, hers are so much smaller. Mine are quite big, but this is what I think I can do right now. So let's get a nail on. I would love to use the heart-shaped ones, but I think that my roses are a bit too big for it. You wouldn't even be able to see it. So we'll go with the other one instead. Okay, we'll actually use one of these and just cut it down. I have it all sized out, but I'm just going to shape it to my cuticle a little bit better. And just etch the inside just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to use my adhesive gel. These tips are pretty flat, so I shouldn't need too much. Set up my flash cure. And then let's chop down the nail a little bit. Not gonna do it too long, but we need it long enough for all of the flowers to fit. So I'm thinking like there. Then I'm just going to buff this out a little bit and clean up the sides. Then I'm gonna go in with this gel. It's called Nude Skin. And this is supposed to be one of the more transparent syrup-like gels. If you've ever thought about living on a main road, don't. Now that we have that on, let's do the French tip portion. I'm gonna just take this white. It's like, all right, what kind of French tip day am I gonna have? We'll see. Not too bad. I'm just gonna fill that in really quick. I have a little bit of unevenness, so I'm gonna do a second coat. Okay, I feel like that actually turned out really good. I'm gonna do a glossy top coat. Finally, it is time to put it all together. I think I'm probably just going to like put one down and then I can add to them. Although it looks like in her video she bundles them all together beforehand. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I feel like my stems are a bit smaller and I just feel like it'll be easier to just do it one by one kinda. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of just like start off with a stem on there, just to kind of start setting everything where we want it to go. Feel like that looks good. And I'm gonna kind of just like layer that on-ish over the top. And I'm choosing the one with like the ugliest outside to go on the bottom. And I'm probably gonna have to hold it on for a little bit. Then I'm gonna probably put another stem, like maybe like right here, and attach a leaf to it. We're looking pretty good. I feel like almost even if I just like put that little bow or something, it would look good as is. It's looking so cute, and look at that. I love it. Put another little glob of glue. I think I'm gonna put another little leaf right here. I have my last one laid on top and I'm just going to secure it with some glue. The stems look a little bit messy, but I'm hoping that whenever we do the little bow at the end, it will hide it. It was a lot harder to get these on than I thought it would be. So now we just have to do that tiny little bow, which I'm not sure about this one, you guys, I'm gonna be honest. Thin strips with any sort of clay is so hard. I think I'm gonna do my bow white. Okay, that's all right. Right? That's fine. Okay, so I am done with this nail. I honestly love it. It is so cute. The only thing I really dislike is the way I did the bow. I'm not very good at bows. Maybe one day, but I love how the roses themselves look. They are so pretty. And again, aside from the bow, we'll just ignore the bow. I really like it. So shout out to her. That definitely did take a long time today. This took me a bit over 5.5 hours for this one nail. So we should probably get on the next one. Next up, we're going to get into our first aquarium nail. Yes, finally attempting an aquarium nail again. I feel like I've avoided them for quite some time, but I'm determined to get it down today, which is why we're going to be doing two. So this first one is a lava lamp aquarium nail by Dash Nail Press-Ons, and I am so impressed that these are press-ons. Aquarium nail press-ons are such a crazy concept to me because they are so hard to do to me, and doing them in a press-on version is just so impressive. So I'm going to try to do that today also, and of course add in our little glow-in-the-dark elements. So let's get into this. So for this set, I'm going to use the tips that I used on the last set. So I got these nails in my last Temu haul, and since these are press-ons, I thought that these square ones will be absolutely perfect for the base because they are super flat and will pretty much like feel like just a regular tip on your nail, like a half cover one. And then I'll either use the stiletto, the coffin, or the other square ones that I just used on this nail on top. We'll have to see and experiment a little bit because I've never even thought of making a press on aquarium nail, so we're gonna have to see about that. So we'll have to experiment, but definitely the square one is gonna come in so handy for this. Instead of green, I'm going to do orange, and I got some glow-in-the-dark glitter. I was super happy to be able to find this. Since I'm gonna do orange, I did get an orange gel for the little lava lamp pieces. What are those pieces called? Anyway, I also got some diamond glue gel. I needed something that I could like squeeze on the sides and stuff like that and be a little bit more precise. So we got a little squeezy, and hopefully this will keep everything intact and sealed up. And then we have these little colorful chains to border the lava lamp with. And then of course, you guys know my biggest issue whenever it comes to any sort of liquid filled nails is getting the liquid in the nail. I'm just so messy with it. So I got this little bag of squeezy tubes, and there are so many different little tiny tips that I'm going to be able to use. Look how skinny that one is, to be able to fill the nail, and this is going to make everything so much better. I've gotten some craft syringes before, but they were always too thick. I felt like I still struggled with it, but that one, teeny tiny one right there, I feel like should really come in handy today. So I'm super excited to have this, and also like a little squeezy tube. I think that'll be easier to handle than like a syringe. And then I also felt like I could end up needing to file quite a bit. So I did get a drill because I also wanted to try that for you guys, because this was very decently priced and it's very pretty. Oops, that was supposed to be satisfying. But it is so pretty. So I should probably set this to charge. But it comes with the drill, a brush, these bits. These ones are good for like cuticles and sort of like polishing. It comes with these bits. Of course, these are like your standard nail bits that come with like every drill, and some sanding bands. But then it also comes with some, I think these are ceramic bits. So that is super cool. All right, so I have it charging. I don't think you guys can see that, but I will check back in with this in a little bit. Like I said, these square tips are so flat. Like you guys can see, there's pretty much no apex, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to use these for, and this is literally the perfect thing for them. Also, if you like wanted to put a full cover tip on your nail and use acrylic or polygel on top instead of putting like a half cover tip, if you're having issues getting like polygel or acrylic to not lift, but you have full cover tips down, that's always an option. So this will be our perfect base. And then these are coffin, since they're lava lamps, of course. So I'm gonna need to see how much room we will be working with on top. It's so weird that those square ones have no apex, because this one does have one. It's low, but it still has one. It's probably a little hard to see, but I do think that's enough room. Let me see the stiletto ones, since we're not doing them this long. Oh no, you guys, I lost a leaf and a thing on the ribbon just doing this. Oh, I don't want to worry them. I haven't taken my after shots. I did find the leaf though. I'm just gonna put it to the side and I'll put it on afterwards. panic. These are the stiletto ones that can always easily be cut into a coffin. And you know, I actually think we're gonna end up with more room using the square and the coffin. I am using a bigger size in the coffin. I'm using a 5 and then a 7 on this one. That way this almost goes to the sides even more, but doesn't overhang on the cuticle because we want it to seal. I want these to be the same length, so I wonder if I could cut them down at the same time. Will this let me? Oh, it will! Not cut down too much, just a little bit. Perfect. And let's just pop on this full cover tip really quick. All right, good there. I feel like I'm barely gonna end up needing to file off the sides on these. I'm still very scared. For some reason, I felt like I had more time in between, I don't know, now and having to actually glue the second layer on, but I don't. I need to do it like now. Okay, let's just do it. So I think what I'm gonna do, get this diamond glue gel, and we're gonna just put a layer, like a good thick layer, over the base of all of this. Okay, I think that'll be good. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and like set this down. Okay, I mean, looks all right so far. I'm gonna cure it, and I think it's pretty much sealed. I'm gonna go around the edge and do it again just to make sure, but I feel like it feels pretty good, especially down at this bottom part. Like, from what I can see, it looks sealed, but I do have to take off that little bit from the square, so something could happen there. So I'm pretty much just gonna go around on both sides. I'm gonna put some out on a little palette and also put some around even like where the cuticle is, because I am taking no chances. I have a little bit of extra tip to tape off that I'm just gonna, I was gonna say cut off, but that might not be a good idea. Yeah. Alright, you know what? I can probably use the e-file while it's charging. This is nice. This is like fully metal. I'm gonna use this bit to just clean up the sides. I feel like I could cut it, I could file it. I feel like doing it with the e-file will take like less pressure off the sides, you know, just like cutting right through opposed to like, you know, like tension on anything. Okay, I really like that. Obviously you can't tell like longevity and stuff from like one use, but I was using that on like 13 or 14 and it goes up to 35, so I felt like that was a very good experience, and it's very sturdy. Like, this might be the heaviest handle I have out of all of my e-files. And then this might be me just worrying a little bit too much, but before I put any liquid in here, I'm just going to put a base coat on the top here for the nail art, and also just in case there's any little itty bits on the sides that are not sealed up. This is just my like last chance to be able to make sure that nothing is going to leak. So I'm going to especially bring that base coat down and on the sides. Then before I put any liquid in, I'm going to just make my top piece really quick. And yes, this is just like a little piece of the glove that I was using earlier. I just want to be able to make sure I have like a top ready. You guys know what? I need to take this nail off. Since like the stems are like wire, I guess the wire I used wasn't strong enough, and I am ruining this nail because the flowers keep bending and stuff like that. So I gotta take this off so that I don't ruin it. Okay, crisis averted on the nail, and I fixed anything that I had broken too, so we're all good. That's the thing with doing like big things like that, is it just, you know, the chances of messing it up if you actually wear it are very high. Let's get a little squeeze bottle out. And in this, I just have baby oil, which is pretty much most of the time what you use for filled nails. It's finally time, so let's first put in the glitter. And I think I'm really just gonna go for like the bigger pieces in here. Trying to decide how much. I don't want to overfill it. And look, you guys, they can still move around. They're not stuck or anything. I feel like that's enough. I'm gonna fill it and then squeeze some of this on it and put that little piece that I made earlier. Okay, I'm actually gonna fill it now. I'm scared. Okay, and then usually you want to leave some room, although I'm not sure if that's not enough room. I'm wiping it with alcohol, even though I'm pretty sure no oil got on. I just want to make sure. And the piece. Okay, I have not turned it upside down now, so this is the moment of truth. Does it work? Hello? Oh no, did I not put enough? Oh wait, no, it works. It works, right? Okay, so it's kind of gotten all stuck up here. I don't know what's happened. No leaks though, so that's good, but I still haven't filed off the excess. I feel like it kind of works. If I like shake, a little bit of it comes down. Maybe when I file this little bit off, it'll like shake it off. I don't know. I feel like, you know what? Even if the movement isn't perfect, I feel like this is my absolute best aquarium nail I've ever done. 0 leaks, which I feel like is a huge accomplishment. There we go. Look at it's moving a bit. Now that we've done that, we can actually decorate it, which should be the easy part. Let's get some black out. And that orange is kind of like a jelly. So I might need to grab maybe like this orange-ish. Okay, you know what? I remembered I got another set. I had this set aside for another one of the designs, but I feel like there's probably an orange in here since I got the entire set. So I want to open it. And I wanted to like specifically like wait and show you all of these at the same time and swatch them. They're the same brand as the other set that I got. When you get the whole set, you get a little swatch board and swatch sticks and also swatch bears. Like that is so cute and that's so nice. Stop. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Okay. And then you also, in case you want to like, you know, put them on actual things. These bottles are so nice too. Look at how cute they are. I'm so impressed with these and I love the little swatch board, and on the website they looked so pretty. I'm so excited to swatch them. Probably should do them in order, huh? Okay, let's do the swatches. I'm dumb. You probably put them on the back. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna do a double coat for all of them. And you can see it has little pieces in it. I'm pretty sure these are reflective. That is so cute. How cute are those? Then it comes with little sticky dots. It even has these like 2 little plus signs so you know exactly where the center is. Isn't that so cute? And then when I was putting the bears on, I noticed they did not have a sticky layer on them, which is so nice. I'll of course include a separate shot of how they look with flash because we cannot see that with all these lights. These are very good quality, but I do want to say, since I'll always be honest with y'all, I did get a second set of these, just a different type. Like they were like a solid color, and one it did like leak and it kind of looked like it had like exploded in there, which was very unfortunate. If that ever happens to you, you can always contact customer service on Temu and they will get that taken care of. But in terms of my timeline for this video, I did not have time to do that. So I had to like skip over that set. So yeah, I do really like this brand, but I did want to just still mention that. Also, there's this like little part on the back here that screws in. That way it stays upright. I love it. I'm gonna try to find these bears like by themselves with like a big swatch chart or something, because I would absolutely love to have a giant one of these with all of my gels, like every single one I have. Would that be too much? No. Anyway, my whole point of doing that was to have another orange because obviously my glitter on this is a little lacking, if I do say so myself. You know, it's like a little stuck, which I know I always do, which I don't know why this one's stuck. I think that I may have put too much air in it, but don't you guys worry, we have another aquarium nail to do. I feel like I've redeemed myself on terms of the cleanliness of the nail and being able to fill it without spillage, but definitely not on the amount to fill and the, you know, like liquid to air ratio. Oops, I think I may have also, by the way, accidentally put a couple bears in the wrong spot. Anyway, my whole point on pulling those gels out was to have another orange, since this glitter is, you know, not giving what it's supposed to give, but I don't think those ones are gonna work. So back to what we were doing. Okay, so we are having a little bit in a change of setup because as you guys can probably tell, these nails are taking a long time. And by these, I don't mean just this one, but all of the nails. And I don't know why I didn't just start doing it like this and making these mostly as press-ons, because I don't want to be wearing some of these right now because I don't want to ruin them, especially before I take like my after shots and stuff like that. So I've switched to doing it on a stand. ADHD can really come in handy, and it can also really suck sometimes because I have really bad object permanence. So if something's not in front of me, I don't know I have it. And I was looking through everything I got yesterday and I saw this. Ordering Emily must have been really trying to look out for filming Emily because I have an orange pigment that we're going to be able to use for the drips, and it's going to be bright and it glows in the dark. But I have zero recollection of ordering this. Okay, so I'm gonna do the little drips now. This isn't going to show up too much because, like I said, I had brighter colors that I was gonna use, but that set didn't really work out. So now I'm kind of just like having to make do. And these gels in particular that I have been using are more like jelly, syrupy type gels. They're not meant to be like nail art gels and opaque. You know what I wanna know? I wanna know what's the longest amount of time you've spent on a single pair of nails. It takes me a really long time to do nails, of course, but it really takes me a lot longer when I'm filming them. So I feel like my time range ends up being a lot longer than normal because when you're filming things, it takes, I feel like twice as long because I have to like really like hunch over like hello and make sure that you guys can see. You know, I have to switch batteries, I have to pause if the street's being loud, if my dogs are being loud, if I can hear David's meetings, if I get a call, you know what I mean? Like I have to stop because I have to like film it. I can't just like keep going and doing what I'm doing. So like with filming, a longest set has honestly probably taken me like 20 hours. And a set I'm counting like 5 because that's usually what I do for videos, and that's probably being like every single nail is like extremely intricate. Okay, not bad. So before I put on this pigment, I'm only going to partially cure this gel, and normally you don't want to do that because if you put a full opacity pigment over gel, it's not going to cure underneath, but because the part underneath is clear, I can do that because it can cure from the underside as well. So you don't always want to do that, but it will work for me in this instance. I'm trying to decide what color to do for this because I don't think there's an orange. So I was thinking potentially we could go with like this, it's almost like a, what is that? Is that a topaz kind of color? Like a light brownish orange, or like we could go with like the iridescent. I think I'm gonna go with like the topazy kind of color. Is that what it is? It's like kind of brown. I could go with the red too, but I think I'm gonna just go with this one. I'm gonna put a glossy top coat on, and then I'll do the matte after I do that little string of rhinestones on the black. I feel like those laid down so nicely. Like very satisfying, like so even. And lastly, just the matte top coat on the black part. So here it is. Some of the glitter has loosened a little bit, but I'll see if I can like really shake it up later. However, I still have another chance today at doing a better aquarium nail. Although this is my best one yet, I feel like it's still not good enough. So let's go do the next design and take a little break of the aquarium nail, and then we will get back to it. And I'll set this nice and safe next to our last nail. The third and fourth design I'm kind of combining into one. I'm taking a big element from one and then putting it on another, but mainly the big charm that I'm going to be making for these nails are these butterfly wing nails from Varnail. They're so pretty, and I feel like after sculpting such tiny things, I want to sculpt something a little bit bigger. I feel like it'll be a little bit easier, but it'll still be a super cool result. But I have so many sparkly and reflective gels and everything like that that I want to use. I feel like this is just like the perfect design to do it. So for this first part of the nail, let's just sculpt out these butterflies, and then I will come back when it's time to do the base of the nail. So starting off with everything that I got for the butterfly wings, I got these like skinny rhinestones because I felt like they would be really good for the body part. Of course, had to get some powders. You can sort of see the reflex there. This one's blue, orange, and pink. A solid glitter gel. That looks so pretty. For the base, I think I'm going to use this Russian leveling gel. It is pretty thick, So I feel like that'll make it easy to kind of like have everything stay. This squeezy blue gel, since we're gonna stick with kind of like a blue glitter thing. It's like a jelly. These are like little mini triangle reflective pieces. I got this glittery spider gel just in case I want to do that for the border, but I'll probably actually end up using this metallic drawing gel. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any rhinestones to it, but if I do, I got these. They have like a really strong blue purple reflect in them. There you go, you can see better when it's not on a blue background. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but a little while ago I got one of these. It has the same bottle and it's like a silver hollow reflective cat's eye or something like that, and I found a blue one. It's a very bright blue, so I got that. And then again, because the blue, I'll probably use one of these from that last gel set. So I was kind of thinking that instead of just trying to brush out the wing shape, I'm gonna use this gel to just like draw out a little outline beforehand. I feel like that might be so much easier. I don't want to make them too big. I mean, I want them big, but not like crazy. Okay, redo. Okay, that's better. That is better for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to, I think, just like fill these in a little bit so that it's all one color. And I'll let it sit for a minute because it's gonna level out. Then give it a little cure. Now that wasn't too bad, but I feel like what's gonna be hard now is making the same one again. Opposite. Why does the second one look better? All right, I feel like we're off to a good start, although I should probably just put a little bit on here and kind of make some texture marks like I did on the other one. Otherwise, they are not gonna look the same. Okay, now that's better. All right, so I'm gonna try this Russian leveling gel now and see if we can just even these out a little bit. So I would like to do that before I put some powder on, that way it doesn't look crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay, you know what? I feel like that actually did a pretty good job considering it was pretty textured underneath. Now I'm gonna grab this like blue reflect powder and I'm giving this a wipe before I do this. I'm not necessarily trying to like rub it in and make it like super smooth like a chrome. I kind of want it to have like a little, you know, like the little particles so it looks like it like twinkles almost since it's a butterfly. So I just want to see. Ooh, that's pretty. Then some top coat on a palette so I don't contaminate the entire bottle with those little mini particles. All right, I want to try this solid gel. Ooh, pretty. I'm kind of just going off on my own little design path for this. Kind of like what I feel like will look good and have maximum sparkle. Oh, that's the wrong brush. So pretty much for the final touches on this, I'm just going to line everything with this silver gel. I might have to end up cleaning up the edges with a file, but we'll just have to see. I can always touch up this silver after if I need to. Okay, I'm not super happy with the lines. That silver gel, I do not really like it. It was very thin, so I felt like my lines were not thin and crisp, which I wanted, but I still feel like it looks okay. I don't know. I might end up going back. We'll have to see. I feel like it does look like a butterfly at least. And I really like the underneath, but yeah, those silver lines, I don't know. I might need to go over them in like that dark blue or something, just so they look a little bit, I don't know, better. I feel like it does look like it was a bit runny, but I'm just putting a top coat on now. Kind of seal everything in, and then I will evaluate. Okay, let's just see how it would look if I put a dark blue over these in like a skinny line. I feel like it does look better, but I feel like it then looks like too, I don't know, like the same color. I got some other cat's eye gels. I'm gonna go grab one of those, and I think that will add another layer of dimension to this, because I feel like that silver, I just don't like it. And I know I'm not gonna be happy with it if I don't do something. So I'm just gonna wipe that blue off. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this one, because it's kind of like a purple. Okay, let's do this all over again. Okay, yes, I like that much better. As you can see, of course, this design requires 2 nails. So for one of the nails, I'm just going to do a regular base because it's pretty much going to be mostly covered. But for the other one, I wanted to try a design by ttps nails, and I have attempted one of their designs before, something similar, but I want to try it in this colorway. It is so pretty, and I feel like it's the perfect thing to pair with this butterfly, kind of like a, you know, like changing crystal looking nail with the butterfly wings. I think it'll just be perfect, and hopefully we'll bring it all together. So let's do that. So for this, I have a couple different gels. I have 2 thermal gels. This is like a purple-ish, a bluish, and then this luminous one, since theirs is also luminous. I don't know, we'll see if we can do a little mix of these. I also have a gray one too, just in case. So we're gonna need to mix up like a bluish color, and then I have this palette that I got like the first time I ever ordered anything from Temu, and it's my absolute favorite. And it's like a powder palette, you know, like all the powders, but like put into a palette. Anyway, I'm gonna use these since they do all have like their color, but they do like a really nice reflect. And I just realized I've never apparently taken off plastic on this. So I know that they sculpted theirs out, but I need a really long one since we're obviously kind of mixing these 2 designs together, and I want to put the butterfly wings on. So I'm going to use one of those square tips that have the pretty much no apex, since I'm going to put polygel on top. And since it's pretty flat, it won't get too thick. Oh, and I'm also going to use, look at this nice palette. It has like a little thing for your fingers and a little metal spatula that I'm going to use to mix up the polygel. I'm going to start with this luminous one, since I would ideally like to have it glow in the dark also. There we go. Then I have this like blue, and I think this is going to be too bright, so let me go grab that gray. There we go. That should darken it on up. We'll mix this all together. So that color looks good to me. I'm gonna put this on here. Okay, I have my base all on, my polygel. Okay, remember this is thermal gel, so that's why it changed color. I'm gonna take the builder gel, and I have to be quick with this a little bit. Got my light ready. Got a piece of plastic, just took from like an eyelash case. I'm gonna put a thick layer, and then a piece of plastic. Okay, so I cured it and there wasn't enough on the top, so I had to add some to the sides. See the reveal now. Hello? Oh no. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that scared me. I'm gonna fill in the sides. I would say that we are ready to put the powder on. I'm gonna start, I think, with this blue. And we're gonna kind of like ombre them in together almost. Kind of hard to see and like do it a little bit. Once this darkens up, since again it's a thermal one, we should be able to see it a little bit more. But I'm kind of layering like the green on top of the blue. And then I'm gonna layer this yellow a little bit like on top of the green. Might have to go back and like, you know, I feel like blend them a little bit. I've never blended any powders like this before. I don't have like a, well, I guess this is an orange. I just feel like it's more of like a pinkish color, I suppose, than orange. But I feel like it'll work. Might look more orange on the actual nail. Then the last color I'm going to use is this, just like pink here for this little center part. And I might go over with this blue on the outside here just to give it an extra like pow. It's like, I wonder if you guys can really see. There you go, you can kind of see the shift there. All right, let's see how it looks once I dust off some powder. Look at that, very pretty. I feel like some of the colors are a little bit easier to see than others, but very cool. And then they always do this like scratching thing with it where they kind of just like make some marks, make it look a little bit more like organic. There we are. So now we just have to top coat and encapsulate. And I'm just going to use the gel again to just do a little encapsulation. So now that we have the actual nails done, now we can get back to the wings. So I know when I take this off, there's going to be little bits on the sides. I'm just going to cut those off. They're going to come off in one piece. It is. It's not too big, right? No, it's fine. All right, it's actually going on these two nails. It's fine. I need to basically remove kind of everything from one another. And this is very thin, so I can just go ahead and like cut extra gel off. Just all these like tiny little bits. Okay, yay. So I did this one, of course, and then I did just another, and I basically did this design extremely simplified on here just because I wanted to see. I did like a light blue base, and then I didn't flatten it out at all. I just, you know, like put the powder on in that pattern, and here's how it looks. So definitely not as cool as that. You can almost tell the difference in the powder, but not much. Not nearly like this one. So now it's time to like glue these on, each like that. I'm gonna start just putting some on here. We're gonna need to put a rhinestone on top, so I don't wanna do it too far over. Just gonna do maybe like right here. That seems good. And the other piece similarly. These look so good. Now we just have to put some rhinestones on for like the body. I'm not sure which ones to do. I think I should do these like bluish type ones. Although I guess I can't see all of the colors in here. Some of them are flipped or like that. I think I'm gonna go with these, I don't know, like light blue, yellowish, clear type ones. And voila, I love it. I actually like this one more. I feel like the color goes better. Plus like that fun little like shift there. Looks so good with it. I kind of wish I would have done it on this one, but it's okay. I love them together. They're so cute and I'm so happy with how it turned out. We have one more nail to do. Alrighty, so last aquarium nail is going to be this milk bath one. And I saw this design from C's Tutorials, but the design is originally from Lisette Gel Nails, and she does such amazing aquarium designs. So many good ones. I know that I have tried one of these previously, and she does full tutorials for these here on YouTube. So if you want an actual good tutorial on these nails, I will link that below because this is not going to be a good tutorial. This is me, as always, just winging it. But C's Tutorials also did a super amazing job on these. And you know what? I actually met her last year on a trip and she was really sweet. With all that being said, let's try to do this aquarium nail and have it hopefully be my very first very good aquarium nail. So for this, I'm pretty much going to do what I did for the previous nail, except I'm going to use actually a smaller size tip on top to maybe get more area that there is like liquid, you know, so it's like higher. I feel like that will help things not get stuck, I have these really cute like little flower pieces to put in there. And then I also think I'm just going to color the milk with just like a white-ish pigment. This doesn't have any reflect on it or anything like that, and I'm going to use water this time because I don't think that the oil will mix with the pigment really. I mean, maybe it could, I don't know. Then I have, of course, a milky white for the base. We will start off with a milky white. Maybe this will also be easier to do not on my finger, you know? I feel like one layer of that milky white is probably good. And then I'm going to top coat it. I'm going to use this brand's top coat because the other one has a little bit of a sticky layer, and I don't want anything to get stuck because I feel like partially that's what happens sometimes. I don't know what happened with the last one because that diamond gel does not really have much of a sticky layer, so I think it just got like caught in a crevice or something like that. But I don't want anything to not be able to move because it's, you know, sticking to the gel. So this is a non-wipe top coat. We're gonna do the same thing now, just, you know, sit this on with some of the gel. Although I think I want to put the glue on the edge of this instead of on the bottom nail. That way we can be very sure that every part of this has gel on it. Then just seal in the sides. I'm gonna file off the sides now. Okay, let's get some flowers in this. These might be too big for the opening, so I might have to chop them a little bit, which, you know, I think is fine. Yeah, definitely gonna have to do a little chop. But also, I feel like just some petals and stuff in there is good too, along with like bigger chunks of flowers. Okay, that should be plenty. Let's see if we can like mix up some of the, what should look like milk. And I know that I can use like food coloring and stuff, but I feel like just the fact that this will give it like a little bit of a glimmer with it, I feel like I want. Like, I'm hoping it mixes with it well, but also gives it like a little bit of a shimmer or something, you know? You like that much to start? Ooh, pretty. Look at how pretty that is. Add a little bit more. Okay, yes, I love how that looks. I'm gonna suck this into one of my squeeze bottles. Okay, let's fill it. I'm excited. I hope it looks good. I'm only leaving a tiny bit at the top, okay? There shouldn't be that much of an air bubble. Okay, you guys ready to see? Will it move? Oh, you guys, it moves. I feel like hopefully it'll look a little bit better with like a top coat. I feel like it looks all right, but top coat hopefully just like nice and shiny. So let me just get this tip situated. Situated. And let's top coat now. Did I do it? It works. Yay. And I actually love the like shimmer pigment in there. I think what I'll need to work on next is sealing it without so much gel because you can definitely tell where the liquid is and it is not. But I love it. I'm so happy I was actually able to make one where the pieces like actually move. Like, look at all the movement. I feel like it was definitely a struggle today, but I'm really happy with how everything turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These designs today were definitely on another level, but I love doing different challenging designs. I feel like it really helps my skills grow and like learn for future things. Please make sure to give this video a like if you want me to do more of these. And once again, thank you Temu for sponsoring this video. Once again, my code will be on the screen and in the description box, as well as everything else you saw today here. And I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!